so delighted to welcome Lilly to the Torah on the occasion of her Bar Mitzvah, her family and friends, to celebrate the joy of life and the blessing of soon a Jewish New Year. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Maya Ferayom. Shabbat, Shalom. Maya Ferayom. Shabbat, Shalom.
At this time now, I'd like to invite Lilly to begin leading of our service and invite her parents, Marcy and Michael, to join her on the beam, but to present her the gift of her talit.
This is going to be trouble.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotah v'tzivanu lehitatef bat tzitzit.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and teaches us to wrap ourselves in the fringe talit.
Can't cry yet, I didn't do anything. Ashrei Yoshrei Beitecha Od Yalelucha Selah. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praise forever. V'anachnu nevarech Yaha me'ata ve'ad olam hallelujah. And we will bless Adonai now and forever. Elu devarim she'ein lahem shior v'eluhein. These are the obligations without measure, whose reward too is without measure. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. To honor father and mother, to perform acts of love and kindness, to attend the house of study in the morning and the evening, to welcome the stranger, to visit the sick, to provide for the bride and groom, to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust, to pray with sincerity, to make peace where there is strife, and the study of Torah is equal to them all, because it leads to them all.
Everyone, please rise for our worship.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Adonai,
Yotzer or uvorei choshe, osei shalom uvorei et hakol, ha'meir la'aretz v'ladarim alea, v'rahamim uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh bereshit. Mahrabu masecha Adonai, kulan bechokma asita malach ha'aretz kinyanecha. Titbara Adonai Eloheinu, al sheba masecha yadecha ve'al me'orei or shasita yafa arucha selah. Or Hadash al Sion ta'ir v'niske hulanu mehera le'oro baruch ata Adonai yotzer hamorot.
I am here, I am now, asking when, asking how, only I, only thou, only one. Fill my heart, still my soul, I am part of this whole, I will sing out my soul to the one. Breathing in, breathing out, I am with and without, hear my voice calling out to one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malto, Leolam, Leolam, Amen.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'v'kol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi metzavahayim al levavecha v'shinan tam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'leftecha v'derech Ushaftecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leotayadecha, ve'ayu letotapot beinenecha, ukevtavtam, amezizot beitecha, uvisharecha. Leman tiskeru vasitem ekometotai, bitem kedoshim lelohehem. Ani Adonai Elohehem, asher hotzei tietem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiot lahem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohehem. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them on your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai, your God. Help us to lie down, Adonai, in peace, and let us awake full of life. Keep us safe under your shelter of peace. Blessed are you, source of kindness and love, who spreads a sukkah of peace over us, over Jerusalem, and over all who live on earth. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkot shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
Please rise for the tefillah.
Adonai sifatei tifta ufi agite hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el ha'gadol ha'gibor v'hanora El Elyon Gomel hasadim tovim V'konei ha'kol V'zoher astei avot v'imot Umevi gula lifnei b'neihem Leman shemo ve'al hava Mela hozer Mashiach magin Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham Bezrat Sarai
Atzaki v'olim Adonai v'chayach Olatzar v'loshia Mekhaker hayim v'chesed Mekhayer ha'kol v'raham Tzalech lo v'lo v'chonim Matir asmarim Mekhayer v'punato Lisher v'yahah V'chavacha v'gevirot U'nidamela Melech v'mitz
May be seated. At this time, as we prepare for the reading of the Torah, I'd like to once again invite Michael and Marcy onto the bima to join their daughter.
Ein k'mocha v'Elohim Adonai v'ein k'ma'asecha Malhutecha malhut kol olamim Umemshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitin Adonai yifoharech et amo v'shalom.
Please rise.
Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities, to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah. And let their children who do not yet know it, hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God.
Okay, so take your prayer book. Then with you, close that. Remember to hold the May be seated. For the honor of our first Aliyah, we'd like to honor all of Lily's grandparents, her Nana Pearl and Papa, her Grandma Annie and Grandpa Howie, who are with us in spirit from their home in Adventura. And in honor of all of our grandparents, we'd like to invite onto the beam of Pearl and Steve Weisberg La'aliyah HaTorah. You're going to do the Aliyah from this center table right here. The blessing before is here. The blessing after is here. Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu. Okay, I'll say it with you. Okay. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach. Baruch Adonai Hamavorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Vayiteben Yesh HaYisraeli Kuben Ish Mitzvah B'Tofen Israel V'Nitzu B'Machane Mit HaYiben Yisraelet Yesh HaYisraeli Vayikam Ben HaYishan Yisraelet Et Hashem Vayikalel V'Yami Utzu El Moshe V'Shami V'Shemi Moshe Mit Ben Bat Tavari Matzad Matzita V'Yichalu V'Mishma V'Forshlahem Piadonai.
Blessing after we continue. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah. Amen. Okay, you may turn to your seats in the congregation. Two of you may turn to your seats in the congregation. Just leave the prayer book there. It's okay. Thank you. For the honor of our second Aliyah, we'd like to invite onto the Bima Lily's cousins, Hillary, Evan, and Reese Glasser. The font's a little bigger here, I apologize. Blessing before. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach leolam va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. וידבר אל משה לאמור, הוציא את הכלל אל מחוץ למחנה, ספקו כל השמעים, את ידיהם על ראשו, ורמו צבאו כל העדה, ואל בני ישראל תדבר לאמור.
Lesson after.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. For the honor of our next Aliyah, we'd like to invite Marcy's oldest childhood friends, Lily's friends, right? Sorry. Maya Harvey, Alana Horowitz, Merritt Jockers, and Julie Roisman. Over here. You can come here. Just remain socially distant from each other. That's fine. No, that's you have your book there.
Oh, what page is it on? Not page it's on? I mean, we should know it by heart, but just in case.
No one should ever do something by heart. One of you come closest to that table right there where the books are on. The prayer book is open for you. Okay, the blessing to
Baruch
the
Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach leolam va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
אמן. איש איש כי כלל לך ונשא חתו להקים שם מות יומת. וגם יגבו בו כל העדה. כגגז לך ונרבו שם יומת. ויש כי יחנה כל נפש אדם ומות ימות.
Blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. This time we'd like to invite Lily's parents, Marcy and Mike, Aliyah Torah. Have the prayer book open to it right there.
Baruch Adonai Habarah.
Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Habarah Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
אמן. ומכן נפש בחימה ישאל מלה נפש תחת נפש. ויש כי ייתן מות במצוות. כאשר עשה כן יעשה לו. שבת תחת שבת. אין תחת אין, שן תחת שן. אשר ייתן מום באדם, כן ינחם בו.
Blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. You can take her prayer book. Remember last time you held it for her rehearsal? You can take Lily's prayer book. You don't have to wear glasses. I'm sorry. I have mine on. Just take the prayer book.
תעמוד שושן הרוקר, בת מחר חלמן משה ליה, הבת מצדה.
We are now honored to call to the Torah the occasion for Bat Mitzvah, Lily Hirsch, Aliyah Torah.
Baruch Adonai Habarah.
Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Yirmiyahu Hayom. Dang it. It was like moved over. Vaydaber Adonai El Moshe B'Har Sinai Lemor. Deber El B'nei Yisrael V'amarta Alehem Ki Tavohu. El Haaretz Asher Ani Noten Lahem V'Shavta Haaretz Shabbat L'Adonai. Sheish Shanim Tizral Sadecha V'Sheish Shanim Tizmor Karmecha V'Savta Et Tivrota. Ubashana Hashviv Shabbat Shabbaton Yihyeh La'aretz. Shabbat L'Adonai Sadecha Lo Tizmor V'Karmecha Lo Tizmor Et Tzefia Ketzirha Lo Tiksor. Ved In Be Nezirecha Lo Tiksor Shanat Shabbaton Yihyeh La'aretz. V'Haita Shabbat Ha'aretz Lahem Lach Laha Ulabdaha V'La'amataha V'Liskirmaha U'Toshavaha Hagarim Imach.
Marcy, the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Invite the congregation to please rise.
זאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל.
Anachnu modi'im lach, umvarachim ota, yitzbarach shimcha, befi kol hai, tamid leolam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. סימן טוב ומזל טוב ומזל טוב וסימן טוב, סימן טוב ומזל טוב, מזל טוב וסימן טוב, סימן טוב ומזל טוב, מזל טוב וסימן טוב, יהי לנו. סימן טוב ומזל טוב, מזל טוב וסימן טוב, סימן טוב ומזל טוב, מזל טוב וסימן טוב, סימן טוב ומזל טוב, מזל טוב וסימן טוב, יהי לנו.
Hello everyone and Shabbat Shalom. Even though it is a few months later than planned, I am so glad that we got here and that it finally become a bat mitzvah. Getting to have it in the synagogue and getting to share with everyone that I love in person and on Facebook Live during these difficult times makes it extra special. My Torah portion is called Bahar, and it comes from the book of Leviticus. In it, we read about the laws regulating the sabbatical and Jubilee year. It's a unique Torah portion discussing sustainable farming practices. On the mountain of Sinai, God communicates to Moses the laws of the sabbatical year. Farm the land for 6 straight years and enjoy all of the fruits and vegetables. And on the 7th year, let the land, the soil, and the farmers rest, just like we do each week when we stop working and rest on the 7th day for Shabbat. Every 7th year, all work on the land should stop, and its produce becomes free for the taking for all. The 7th year of rest is called the Shemitah, which literally means release. After 7 cycles of 7 years, on the 50th year, there is a huge Jubilee, the biggest Shabbats of Shabbats, on which work on the land also stops. And all land that has been sold is given back to their original owners to make sure that no one is landless. In lines 4 and 11 of Leviticus chapter 25, it says, "But in the 7th year, the land shall have a complete rest. You shall not sow your field, nor shall you prune your vineyard. This 50th year shall be a jubilee. You shall not sow, nor shall you eat its aftergrowth, or pick crops that you had set aside for yourself." I feel that these lines from my Torah portion are very important, not just for this portion, but for the whole Torah. This portion is very different from the rest of the Torah, but in a good way. Taking a rest and letting the earth breathe is very important. For example, this same thing happened during these months of quarantine. Before stores and restaurants started to reopen, no one was leaving their houses or neighborhoods. This helped let the earth breathe and take a rest. There was not as much pollution in the air because no one was taking their cars out. Not as many people were using plastic water bottles because people were using the water from their own home, which reduced the amount of plastic in the ocean. Letting the earth take a rest and breathe once in a while is very good for the planet. Now the earth is much cleaner, and the oceans have less plastic in them, which helps the sea animals. Now for my Mitzvah project. My Mitzvah project is a club that my friend Lee Aronovitz and I created called Birthday Blast. Birthday Blast is a club at the Cupboard, which is a kosher food pantry. They help over 4,000 Holocaust survivors, seniors, children, and others who suffer from food insecurity each day. Most of the families helped by the Cupboard cannot afford birthday parties for their children. The feeling of all your friends and family around you singing you happy birthday while you blow a candle on a cake made special for you is a feeling we all will never forget. Well, some kids don't get to have that feeling. That's where Birthday Blast comes in to help. Birthday Blast makes bags for all the kids associated with the Cupboard on their birthdays full of cake mix, frosting, candles, silverware, napkins, plates, cups, birthday decorations, and more to give to them to make sure that they have an extra special birthday. Lee and I coordinated multiple volunteer events with our family and friends to help make the bags. We have raised over $1,500 and collected donations of decorations and all of the cake ingredients. It feels so good to help kids have a special day celebrating. I enjoy volunteering at the Cupboard and would love to help the Birthday Blast program continue through Temple Kolami. I would like to give a very special thank you to Rabbi Needleman and Cantor Goldman for helping me with my lessons and preparing me for this special day. I know we've had to do lessons for much longer than we thought because of the delay, but I really appreciate all the help even during my time at Camp 2. I would not have been able to do this without you. Also, a big thank you to Valeria Mishani for helping me and giving me extra tutoring lessons to help me prepare for today. The one-on-one time was such a big help. I would also like to give a big thank you to my parents for always being there for me and supporting me through everything. Also for planning our original day, May 16th, today, August 22nd, and again when we celebrate on April 10th, 2021. Also you, Sophie, don't worry, you get a shout out too. I'd like to thank you for being a great sister, most of the time, some of the time, and for helping me for today. Lastly, I would like to give a big thank you to everyone that is with me today in person and to the rest that are on Facebook Live streaming this. I love you all, and I'm so glad that you could be with me during my special Part 1 day. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Just go stand over there by that center table. Okay. Well, Lily, I want to wish you... That's okay, you're fine. You're fine. I wanted to wish you Mazal Tov on this day that you said was how many months in the waiting? Yeah, too many. But the truth is, as Cantor and I said to you in my office, we're very excited to once again be celebrating B'nai Mitzvahs here at Temple Kol Avi Emmanuel, that life in some way is returning to us in some way. We know that it's not the way we anticipated, that I know you're at school, your sister is at school, and your school is now taking place in your kitchen or living room or something. And soon we're getting ready for the High Holy Days, and we are experiencing things a little bit differently. And we want things to return to a sense of normalcy. I think your Torah portion, the parsha that you have for your bat mitzvah, speaks about that a little bit, this sabbatical year, or this jubilee year in particular. As you said, it's about a family not wanting to lose its claim, its name to this ancestral household. The truth is, it's about returning the land of Israel back to its original state when the people of Israel entered. When the 12 tribes entered the land of Israel, the country was divided. Each tribe had its own section or state. And this is a way of setting the clock back, returning to its original condition. I know that you said this a little bit in your speech, that one of the blessings, perhaps, that we felt during this coronavirus was the environmental impact of us pulling back, like the sabbatical year. Many of us, myself included, were amazed at pictures of mountains that were once clouded by fog and smoke, and all of a sudden can be seen from afar. Air quality, water quality, fishes returning, dolphins through the canals of Venice. Why? Because human beings no longer were involved in the earth or polluting it in the way that we once were. You know, I know that someday we will return to a place of normalcy in our lives when the only thing that will require people to enter into a sanctuary will be kippot or yarmulkes and not their really beautiful lily masks. That once again we'll be able to sing with a loud voice, to carry a Torah throughout the sanctuary for hakafah, where people can embrace one another freely. We will one day get there. But the question is, what do we want to take with us from this experience into our reality, into our resetting of the clock? Because I don't imagine there are some things about this pandemic which were a blessing. Your family being together in a way that it hasn't in the past. Perhaps eating family meals together when it wasn't always a common occurrence. Many families having game nights of board games, of puzzles, I know you were at summer camp for a little while this summer, 4 weeks, but not your normal 7. Well, your parents got to experience you for 3 more weeks this summer than they normally do. They got to have your presence with them. I think this is part of our blessings for this day. That is, not just the experience itself, but how we respond to it, how we respond to difficulties, how we respond to challenges. I know that this is not an easy time to becoming a Jewish adult during this time, but the truth is, your response and the response of many young people is what gives us hope, that you've embraced this different type of bat mitzvah service. You led your prayers so well leading our congregation, and you gave us a message of hope. You know, your mitzvah project of working with the cupboard to give birthday blessings to people is also tied to the Torah portion that you read about not gleaning the fields on the seventh year, not sowing them. As you said, the food that grew naturally was there so those who were hungry could take. The basis of our faith is always helping others, from your Torah portion to your birthday blessings themselves. When we come out of this pandemic, we will take these blessings with us. We will once again enter the world. We will once again interact with the world, and perhaps one day we'll remember that there were certain blessings here. We want to retain them as a part of the fabric of our lives. Part of the blessing of today, though, Lilly, is we know that there are many centuries of our people who experienced great difficulty in their lives as Jewish people, from centuries and centuries of difficulty. And yet every generation rose up to say, I am still here. I'm still a member of this people. Your bat mitzvah is a celebration of all of those generations of your family and our people who all rose up to face the challenges of their time and day, to say, Hineni, I'm here, like you. I'm going to invite you to join your parents in the congregation so we can see a little video montage of the generations of your family.
We are gifts, we are blessings, we are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words, we are stories, we are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. L'dor v'dor nagid kod lecha. L'dor v'dor, we protect this chain from generation to generation. L'dor v'dor, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carried in our heart, from the shadows of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed, we are holy, we are children of God's way, and the words that bring us meaning, they will give us strength to say, L'dor v'dor nagid kod lecha. L'dor v'dor, we protect this chain from generation to generation. L'dor v'dor, these lips
we praise your name. Your name.
At this time, Lilly invite you once again, along with your mother and father, to share their blessings for you on this sacred day.
Okay. Reportedly, there were prop bets on whether I'm going to cry, so we'll see. I would probably vote yes. We'll see. So I had to follow that. That was tough.
Your personal vote.
Okay. Great job, Lo. So 2020 has been the year of the girl dad. Well, and that pandemic thing we're going to try not to bring up anymore. I've been a proud girl dad for 13 years. I remember when Mommy and I were in Dr. Spear's office, found out we were having a girl. I was thinking, okay, I have no idea what girls do. I don't know anything about girls. Well, the past 13 years have been everything this girl dad could have hoped for and so much more. From playing tea party at your little kitchen in the house in the Greens, to our matching shirts on the daddy-daughter cruise, and every giggle in between and since. It feels like it was just 2 a.m. in Memorial Hospital on May 28th, and I was deliriously helping the nurse give you your first bath and shampooing your hair. Since that night, there have been so many things that I love about Lilly. I love your competitive spirit and desire to win. Mommy does get annoyed with me, but you know I like to say that everything is a competition.
It's true.
I love how we have so much fun playing card games like Uno or 21 and talking trash to each other.
I always win.
You can take it, but you also give it right back. I love your inner confidence, which comes from a place of being sure about yourself. You know I like to say how you should always be confident. This past summer at camp, we saw a picture of you competing in a color war plank contest. Naturally, we assumed you would have won because you're so strong.
I did.
A few days later, we got in the mail from you talking about how you won the plank contest, obviously, and did a 5-minute plank. Not boasting or showing off. Okay, maybe just a little.
I was.
But being confident that, of course, you would have won. I love how you're so diligent and responsible with school. I like to ask you about homework, but normally you've already done it. Since preschool, your teachers have raved about how wonderful it is to have you in their class. Even in first grade, Miss Marina included your name in the substitute teacher lesson plans as the go-to for information. She did. I love how you're just as comfortable with your forever friends since preschool as you are with new school friends and camp friends, and as you are with adults. I'll often catch you at an event lingering around the adults, showing your inquisitive side, ready to pounce with a question. You definitely deserve that Little Miss Curious paper plate award at Blue Star this summer. I love how you started Birthday Blast with Lee and are so determined to make it succeed. You love celebrating birthdays and want all kids to be able to share that special feeling. I love how Evan raves all the time about how he has such great conversations with you. I love how Adam will happily send us a smiling selfie of the two of you at a bar mitzvah. I love how you get along so well with all of your grandparents and are so mature with them. They're all so incredibly proud of you. See you as wise beyond your years. I love how you're generally such a good big sister to Sophie. Even though you'll occasionally get on each other's nerves, you're always looking out for her. You love to keep tabs on her and make sure she's all right. So many of your camp letters reference Sophie and seeing her around camp looking happy. I love how you and Mommy are best friends and love to curl up on the couch and watch $1 Million Listing or talk about celebrity gossip. Mommy is so proud of you, and nothing makes her happier than dancing and reciting some savage lyrics with you. Thank you. An event from back in February sums up your confidence, determination, and positive attitude. It's a good one. The two of us were alone at Tropicana Field in St. Pete for the Gasparilla Gymnastics meet. We're among friends and family, so I'll say maybe it wasn't your best meet. I think that super shady Holiday Inn we stayed at the night before messed you up.
It did. That guy was so weird.
Guy was so weird. Hotel, so weird. Debbie
An hour
knows.
to sign in. An hour.
I was a little nervous after the meet, figured I'll keep it light and see how things go. I assumed we would be quiet in the car and maybe stop for lunch in an hour or two. We were still leaving the stadium parking lot, and what do I hear coming from the back seat? The sweet melodies of Kinder Goldman's voice coming through your voice recorder. You had transitioned from this disappointing gymnastics meet to practicing Hebrew in a matter of moments. The elite athletes talk about moving on. It was incredible that as a 12-year-old, you quickly moved on from a back handspring to Leviticus. I love our little moments in life, from like studying for a civics test on your bedroom floor, or picking you up from yoga or Hebrew practice, and sharing funny stories from our day, like my coworker, whose entire lunch would sometimes consist of a giant box of Costco croissants. Sometimes Mommy will tell me she can pick you up, but I never want to give her the opportunity. I love seeing your smiling face coming my way and look forward to our fist bump before we head out to the car. Now, during these past 5 months of quarantine life, it has been such a wonderful opportunity to spend more time together. As the rabbi referenced, I didn't even know he would. I love when we take a break from work and school and go out in the backyard to throw a football around for a few minutes or play a few games of cornhole, or how you'll pop in to ask who I'm working with and to see if I have any calls, or our bike rides around the neighborhood now that I'm a hardcore cyclist. These past 5 months have really been an opportunity to slow down and spend quality time all together. The last and most important thing I love about Lily is I get to be your dad. Love you, my girl. Keep crushing it.
No hug, just a fist bump. What's next? Okay, he didn't really cry. And I'm going to try my best not to.
Who lost the bet?
I want to thank the rabbi and the cantor, sincerely. Since joining Temple Kol Ami, we have always felt here at home. We are very grateful to be physically here in the sanctuary, watching Lily continue her path into Jewish adulthood. I greatly appreciated your words of comfort when needed, and for helping and make today feel as traditional as possible. Right. Lily, there you go. Just your name makes me smile. I love to tell people it's Lily with 3 L's, because as your great-grandpa Jerry said at your baby naming, we love, love, love Lily. What a road we have taken to get here, and I can't believe we are really here on the Bima. You did so beautifully reading from the Torah, and as Cantor would say, it was brilliant. Today is a lot different than we imagined a few years ago. May 16, 2020 seemed so far away when we were assigned your bat mitzvah date. Here we are today on August 22nd, as the universe had other plans. May 16th was not to be, but we did have a wonderful Q mitzvah backyard celebration that night with some of our best friends. We waited all day, we got dressed up, we put the music on, our guests arrived, and it started to rain. A few minutes later, we all looked up and spotted the most bright, beautiful rainbow in the sky. It was no surprise to me that it was meant for you. You are the rainbow that brings color to our world, and a rainbow of color has been the theme to your bat mitzvah all along. And as we arrived this morning to the temple in the pouring rain, there was a rainbow this morning, so that was beautiful to see. Lily, how do I highlight all of the wonderful times we've had these first 13 years? We started our adventure just after midnight on May 28, 2007. Such a smiley, happy baby. We love to take walks in the neighborhood and go to the park and play on the swings and the slide. Early morning Disney movies and fun times in the pool. When I went back to work, you started in the baby room at Temple Sinai in Hollywood. There in the preschool, we met some of our dearest friends who are still our BFFs today. Don't read ahead. Sorry. When you had just turned 3 years old, we brought Sophie into our family, and you were the perfect helper and took such joy in being a big sister. I remember in the hospital when Sophie was hours old, the nurse said to me that you got the greatest gift for life in having a sister. Sometimes you push each other's buttons, but deep down, I know she loves hanging out with you, and you'll always be there for each other. As we saw in the Lador Vador montage, you are so lucky that you got to know your great-grandparents, and I know what a light you are to your grandparents now. They have loved babysitting you when you were little and watching you grow up into the beautiful girl you are today. I know Daddy mentioned how great you are in school and how responsible and hardworking you are. When I thought about writing this speech, I thought of your maturity and your great sense of humor and how lucky I am that you have truly grown into a best friend. It makes me happy inside when on Thursday nights you would start asking me questions while I was watching Grey's Anatomy and how that turned into our special time together, sharing a pint of ice cream on the couch and talking about Meredith and the latest emergency at the hospital. The theme at my bat mitzvah was MTV, Marcy Television, and Netflix has certainly guided you on that path. I'm so happy you even love the Gilmore Girls as much as I did, and you have a unique sense of humor that finds The Office so funny.
So funny.
My perfect 10. I think we started Mommy and Me classes at Park Avenue Gymnastics, and there you found a happy place. 6 years on the competitive team, gymnastics has helped you grow so strong, both physically and mentally. You are long and lean on the beam, move with strength and grace on the bars, your favorite, and have overcome many fears as part of your evolving floor routines. I've seen you focused, I've seen you fall, but you literally get back up, shake it off, and move on to the next event and high-five your teammates. First place, second place, 15th place, or not at all in some meets, you've done it with a smile. I know because I have made you smile for so many pictures at the podium. I hope you continue to soar to new heights while cartwheeling your way through life. Music is a big part of my life, and I love sharing that with you. From Madonna to Michael Bublé to Taylor Swift, Dolly Parton, Lizzo, and everything in between.
Making these down.
Back in 2007, when I was pregnant with Lilly, I made a playlist on my iPod. Within hours of my first contraction at home, I was in the OR at Memorial being prepped for a C-section. No time for my music at home or in the delivery room, but we make up for that now with living room dance parties and me trying to learn the latest TikTok moves. I revisited this playlist a lot in the months leading up to your bar mitzvah, making me cry on the way to work, thinking about your montage, or having fun on the dance floor with all of our guests. It's funny, every song on that playlist from 2007 is just as special and relevant, maybe even more so today. The songs stir my soul just as you have done in my life. Shall we take a listen? Don't worry, I'm not singing. There's The Sweetest Thing by U2, bringing me back to high school. And aren't you just the sweetest thing? My college fave, Dave Matthews Band, sings about an American baby. Madonna writes about her own daughter on Little Star. And of course, John Mayer tells fathers to be good to their daughters. I've had Stevie Wonder all these years to remind me that you are the sunshine of my life, and those beautiful baby coos in the beginning of Isn't She Lovely, as I held you in my arms. Billy Joel sang his lullaby, Good Night, My Angel, late at night with me while I rocked you to sleep. The 10,000 Maniacs sang, These are the days that we'll remember, and so many memories we've had. Thank you, Peter Gabriel. In your eyes could not be more perfect for the girl born with the biggest and brightest eyes that bring the light and the heat. I am complete. We call her Everything Eyes because at all times I see green, blue, hazel, and even a little brown. Next we hear The Circle Game by Joni Mitchell, your Nana Pearl's favorite singer-songwriter, to remind us that the seasons go round and round, which comes full circle, actually, as you've told me that's one of your favorite songs from camp. We don't have 2 cats in the yard, but our house gets me every time thinking about our perfect family of 3 in our house on 84 Juniper Road. Everything is easy because of you. Paul Simon predicted the special relationship you have with your daddy when he sang, I'm going to watch you shine, I'm going to watch you grow. As long as 1 and 1 is 2, there could never be a father love his daughter more than he loves you. And even 13 years ago, as if it was written in the sky, Kermit the Frog sang to you about the Rainbow Connection. Actually, on my playlist, it was a more modern cover by Sarah McLachlan for the Lullaby for All Time. And then there's that big Hawaiian guy who plucks his ukulele, singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And we think to ourselves, what a wonderful world. So there it is, Lily. Just a little history on some special music from before you were born that we still jam to today. It may not be sassy or bougie, but each song is from my heart to you. I'll end with a piece of advice from one of the most classic songs of the 80s that is in heavy rotation from the Listen Lilly playlist. Cyndi Lauper sings, "If you're lost, you can look and you will find me, time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting, time after time." Lily, I love, love, love being your mom. Thank you for being you. Mazel tov.
So, Lil, I know as one of the songs you just mentioned, a couple of them had the rainbow in it. As we talked this morning, as we were driving to the synagogue, we saw a rainbow in the sky. When we look at the rainbow, as Jews are supposed to remember the covenant that God made with the generation after the flood is a sign of eternal connection. Today it was a sign of blessing, a sign of color, a sign of beauty that we get to experience today. So thank you for bringing some color and some warmth and joy into all of our lives with the rainbow that is Lily. And now it is our privilege as your rabbi and your cantor to bless you on this day of your becoming a bat mitzvah.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yai Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's face shine upon you and always be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom.
Lily, as you have been a blessing to the many generations of your family who have experienced such difficulty in their lives and trauma, you have indeed become the rainbow of light and blessing for all of us. May God's blessings always be upon you, the blessing of shalom, completeness and peace. And let us all together say, Amen. Okay. On this day now, believe your bat mitzvah, we have some gifts for you on behalf of our congregation and religious community. On behalf of the congregation, we want to present to you with your certificate of your bat mitzvah on this day. Also, on behalf of our congregation, our brotherhood and sisterhood and temple friends group, we have a gift of a Kiddush cup for you. So throughout your life, on holidays and festivals, you may fill this with sweetness to remember the sweetness of your becoming a bat mitzvah. We also have some certificates for you to help you experience Israel in a number of ways. The first is through the March of the Living. It is a program that takes people to experience, unfortunately, the horrors of the Holocaust during Holocaust Memorial Day, Yom HaShoah, and then the rebirth of our people in Israel during Israel's Independence Day. It is a wonderful experience to have when you're a high school senior, perhaps. We also have a certificate to help you experience Israel through NIFTY, the North American Federation of Temple Youth, a summer program in Israel, a teen tour, and a certificate to help you travel to Israel perhaps sometime, the Alexander Muss High School in Israel program. You can study for a summer, a semester. You can even kick her out for a whole year, I understand, to go to school in Israel. We have gifts for you and for your family. Membership at the David Posnack Jewish Community Center in Davie, and a membership for you and for your family, I believe, to the Jewish Museum at Florida FAU. The cantor and I have also been giving gifts to all of our B'nai Mitzvah students. Just began last year. Wanted to give you something permanent and help to inspire Israel to do some good in Israel. So we have for you, this is just a copy of it, but you'll receive it from our office, an Israel bond, from myself and Cantor Goldman, wishing you a hearty Mazal Tov on this day. And from our temple's senior youth group, and our senior youth group advisor, Josh Simon is here. We have for you a gift of a T-shirt, because today doesn't mean the end of one's involvement in Temple Calling Me Emmanuel, but now your adult involvement in our continuing high school programs and junior high school programs. Excuse me, it's a T-shirt that says, do you know what it says? No, it's you survived your bat mitzvah. Maybe we should, Josh, maybe we should say, we could, in the time we survived the pandemic of 2020 and your bat mitzvah. And a tzedakah box. Because as you read in your Torah portion, the giving, the helping of others is an important part of our faith and community. So we have all of these gifts for you, and we will leave them here to collect after your service. At this time now, though, you can return to your seat on the bima, and I'd like to invite your sister onto the bima, Sophie, to assist us with words of Aleinu L'Shabeach.
עלינו לשבח לעצון הכל, לתת גזולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא שנאנו כהיה רצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחת האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, בגו עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קרים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hands, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity, cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
In addition to the family members of Lilly who are with us in spirit and memory on this day, as a congregation, we recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. Graham Sharman, the husband of Sue, the father of Paul and Joel, of Keith and Jennifer, the grandfather of Gabriel, Lindsay, and Libby, of Olive, of the recent death of Howard Marks Block, the husband of Eleanor, the father of Elise Block, Michelle Block and Jeff, the grandfather of Sarah, Franklin, and Ted and Ruth. We mourn the recent death of our longtime temple member Mark Stelnick, the husband of Gina, the father of Dave and Parsiri, of Jeffrey and Michelle, the grandfather of Isla, of Jake, of Mila, of blessed memory, Jamie and Ashley, son of Rosalind, brother of Richard and Susan Marco, and the recent death of Michael Schulman, the husband of Julie, the father of Blair, the brother of Barbara and Albert Shue, of Ivan and Sherry Schulman and Susan Streeter. And now as a congregation, together let us all rise as we praise God's name and pray for the coming of God's kingdom with words of Kaddish Tom. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'yalma Divrach Chirete V'yamlich Malchute V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayet dekol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'yamaru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach le'alam alomei amaya yit barak v'yish tabak v'yit pa'ar v'yit ramam v'yit nasei v'yit hadar v'yit alei v'yit talal shumei dekudishah b'rich hu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran v'yama v'yamaru Amen. Yehesh lama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yamaru Amen. Osei shalom bim romav u'ya'asei shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yamaru Amen. May the source of peace and comfort to all those who mourn and all those who are bereaved. As together we say, Amen. Marcy and Michael, I'd like to invite you to join your daughters. Center table. As we participate in our symbolic Sudat Mitzvah, meal of great joy with Kiddush and Motzi. Lily, you can pick up that Kiddush cup carefully as together we say,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Chaim.
Chaim.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise and sung together as a joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
To all of you who have gathered on this sacred day in the life of Lilly and the life of her family, we thank you for being with us in times of great joy to help us celebrate the blessing of life. To all of you who say, Baruch atah b'v'echa, Baruch atah b'tzeitecha, blessed are your comings and goings. Shabbat shalom and Zal Tov. Mazel tov.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotah v'tzivanu lehavik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotah v'tzivanu lehavik ner shel Shabbat.
If you're able to invite everyone to please rise for the Kiddush.
The heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen.
May be seated.
It's grape juice.
We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope. For Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living. For Shabbat memories, glowing even in darkness. For Shabbat peace, born of friendship and love, we offer thanks and blessing to you, O God, as we continue our service, singing of Shalom Aleichem on page 142 in your prayer books.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharet, Malachei Eloyah. Tzeitzem shalom aleichem aleichem v'yim melech aleichem alakim hakadosh baruch hu.
As we turn now in our prayer books to page 146, together let us rise with Baruch Hu, our call to worship. We continue our service on page 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, Aparesukat Shalom Aleinu B'Alkol, Amo Yisrael Ba'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, garden of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. As we continue our service, page 162. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. It happened once upon a time, happens all the time. As we turn our prayer books to page 164, we rise for the tefillah.
Adonai sebatekita uvia gitegivateha. Adonai, open up my lips and my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu b'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, Gibor Me'hanurah, El Elyon, Gomel Asafim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Bezoher Astei Apotimot, Umibigula Livnei V'nei Lemon Shemo V'Yahava, Melehozer Mashiach Magin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mehanim V'Izrat Sarah.
We turn now in our prayer books to page 511 for our Misha Beirach, our prayer of healing on this day. Misha Beirach Avotenu Imotenu, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rahel, Hu Yivarech, Et HaCholim, Chadash, Baruch Hu, Yimalei, Rachamim, Aleha. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those who are ill. We think on this Sabbath of Abraham ben Miriam, Sarah Philip, Leah Miriam, Keith Bookwalter, Yitzhak Barron, Robert Benjamin Holzman, Rachel Hurley, Shana Khan, Dr. Gerald Lynn, Ken Pomerantz, Harriet Sherman, Mark Udell, Linda Trethway, Marilyn Wild, and Catherine Roselli, along with all others we hold in our hearts and in our minds. May God be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. Baruch atah Adonai, Rafei HaCholim. We praise you, O God, healer of the sick. As together we say, Amen.
Help us find the courage Shalom Yimon, Yas Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei
Good evening, Shabbat Shalom. This week's Parsha is Noah, and it, of course, begins the story of the rebooting of life on earth as we know it. I say rebooting because I'm not a really good computer person. When my computer goes haywire, I have to literally unplug it or press the button or something to get it back to its original setting. And in some ways, that's what God is doing again. He has found the earth, the world itself, to be corrupt, filled with lawlessness. And so he reboots the world itself through Noah and his family and animals of two of every kind. What's interesting for us, of course, is that we have all been in our own sort of arcs these past 18 months to some degree. I mean, I know that we're more easily able to go about these days with perhaps proper safety measures of social distancing and masks and perhaps inoculations of vaccines. But we know we're not there yet to freely feel the blessing of the calm after the storm or the rainbow in the sky. But perhaps once we do finally come out of our own arc, metaphorically, this week's Torah portion can give us guidance. After the ark had rested on dry land, and Noah and his family had exited the ark, the very first thing that Noah does is he builds an altar to God. And he sacrifices one of every clean animal and bird. God, feeling the blessing of that offering, says to himself, surely Bo, that he will never destroy the earth again by the waters of a flood unless we have the first brit, the first covenant of the Torah, the very first covenant. The only other one is the covenant at Sinai with the Jewish people. But when we ask ourselves, what is the meaning of this blessing or this offering that is accepted by God? Who is feeling the blessing of this offering? Was it God? And once again, being able to feel the blessing of the sacrifice? Was it Noah and his family that they had finally survived this ordeal? Or was there some guilt involved? The reason why the rabbis think perhaps there was some guilt involved is because Noah is described, according to the Torah, as somebody who is Sadiq B'dor Tav, somebody who is righteous of his generation. Not righteous like Abraham, not someone seeking to save the lives of strangers in Sodom and Gomorrah. But somebody who is told by God that the whole world is going to be destroyed and doesn't say a word. And so perhaps part of his offering is that of guilt, that he could have done more. But whether it is a blessing that is well received by God, a blessing of thanksgiving of having survived, or a blessing of guilt, we do know that there is a blessing after the ordeal. When I came up on the bima, I noticed, and I spoke to Lilly about a second ago, that I saw this on the lectern, Marcy. And for those of you who don't know, this was the very first, I think, kind of face mask that I experienced here at Tepa Polami. This was the Lilly masks. And I wore my Lilly mask for quite some time. It was very comfortable, and it served its purpose well. Because we're gathering here not for the first time for Lilly being called to the Torah or being blessed as a bat mitzvah, but a second time. Because the very first time was really at the very beginning of our pandemic. We didn't really know how to function, how to move forward, how to navigate the world that we lived in. But at the time I said, when we're really in a better place, there's always time for Lilly and for you as a family to come back into the sanctuary so we could have a more public celebration, or certainly for her friends to dance the night away. They're looking like they're ready to have a good time already. They're ready to feel this blessing coming out of the ark. So much of us, our energy these past 18 months has been pent up. We're ready to experience the world again. We're ready to feel all of the blessings of the world. The blessings of freedom, liberty, a world without fear or anxiety. We know we're not there yet, but tonight reminds us once again that we're getting a little bit closer, that we're able to celebrate this special day, not only as a community gathered once again in the sanctuary, which is for us is a relatively new thing, but for you as a family also to celebrate this day with your community of family and friends, and to celebrate the blessing of Lily's life. We may not be a dove with an olive branch returning to an ark to let us know everything is okay. Perhaps we're more like the raven. Perhaps we know that it's coming, and soon we'll be there together, all of us marching forward. But now, Lilly, it is our privilege as Rabbi and your cantor to bless you on this day and give your bar mitzvah. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Lilly, as you have been a blessing to this congregation and on this bima, now on a second occasion, may God's blessings always be with you as you move forth. The blessings of peace, of health, of happiness, of shalom, completeness, and let us all together say, Amen. To Mike and to Marcy, so we want to wish you Mazel Tov on this day. To your family and friends, we thank you for sharing this Sabbath lesson. Now we once again turn to our prayer books, this time to page 586. Together let us rise for Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu L'Shabeach Natan.
There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long after the star itself is gone. And so it is too with the people we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us physically is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember, as our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death, as we mourn the recent death of Frida Oswitz, the mother of Jessica of blessed memory, of Danny and Elon, the sister of Jamie and Sarah Reitman, and Bertha, Sarah, and Ita. We mourn the passing of Erwin Meister, the husband of Evelyn of blessed memory, the father of Marcia, Richard Bright, Susan, Jeffrey, Betsy, and Stephen, the grandfather of Joshua, Adam, Matthew, Amanda, Meredith, Michael, and Andrew, and the great-grandfather of Frank, Sadie, Ryan, Lori, Miles, and Mason. We acknowledge as mourners anyone who has lost a parent during this past Jewish year, and these whose yahrzeit we observe on this Shabbat Noach. Irving Baines, Melvin Baker, Norton Bernstein, Diana Cohen, Joseph Kahn, Norman Cooperman, Ken Diamond, Benjamin Dorn, June Farkas, Annie Frank, Abraham Goldsmith, Barry Kay, Eleanor Kerr, Alan Levy, Irving Ulster, Marvin Kremer, Leah N. Ribbets, Thomas Sheikman, Sylvia Stern, Roberta Stumer, Herbert Walter Tannenbaum, Eleanor Wolfe, and Jack Zakowitz. As the memories of all of them are with us, our grief and sympathies are bringing us together. We recite words of Kaddish Tov, words of the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 598. Together we pray, Yid Gadal v'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabah, v'Alma Divrach Chiratei v'Yamlich Malchuteh, v'Chayechon v'Yomechon v'Chayet Kol Beit Yisrael v'Agalah v'Zman Kari v'Yimaru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Nevrach le'olam alomei amaya Yid Barak v'Yishtabak v'Yid Ba'ar v'Tomam v'Yitnaseh v'Yid Hadar v'Yid Alei v'Talal Shemei v'Kudashah b'Rivhu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiram v'yalma v'yimaru Amen. Yehei Shalom Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimaru Amen. Say Shalom Imramav. Say Shalom Aleinu v'Yal Kol Yisrael v'Yimaru Amen. May the source of peace and comfort to all those who are bereaved among us and our prayers together to say Amen. And once again, I'd like to invite Marcy, Mike, Sophie to join Lily.
Do you have any gluten allergies here? Everybody can eat challah?
Rio can eat all.
Okay, good. Do you want to
Just
make sure
press
there's
together?
no
Both.
Why not?
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
You can rip off a piece of challah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Kevin, bring it all the way down, bring it all the way down. Are you guys ready to party with Lilly tonight? You guys can get those hands up high, make some noise! Get up. Everyone bring it in nice and close. Take your right hand and point to the reason why we're all here tonight. There she is up on the stage. One more time. Make some noise for Lilly! Lilly, you ready to have a good time tonight? Are you all ready to have a good time tonight? Here's the deal. Lilly's Bat Mitzvah celebration starts right now. No Jewish celebration will be complete without traditional horas like this. Right? Marcy, Sophie, and Lilly right in the middle. And you four right in the middle. And everyone grab the hand of the person next to you and circle to your right. Let's go. You four right in the middle. Everyone grab the hand of the person next to you. Circle to your right. Let's go. Everybody circle the other way. Everyone stop right there. Clap those hands up high. We are bringing a chair right into the middle. We're bringing a chair right into the middle. Take a seat, Lilly. Take a seat. We need 4 or 5. Let's get some grown men out here. Gentlemen, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Everyone waving to Lilly. Let's go. I want to see those hands clapping high in the sky. Let's go. Bring it up. I love it. All right, gentlemen, bring it on down nice and slow. Let's hear it for Lilly, everybody. Sophie, you ready, girl? Take a seat, Sophie. Take a seat. Gentlemen, celebrating a little candle. Marcy, take a seat, take a seat. All right, hold on. We can get the ladies out here. Let's get some of the ladies out here. Let's get some of the ladies. I want to see all of Marcy's girlfriends. I want the count of three. Everyone waving to Marcy, waving to Marcy. Bring them on down nice and slow. Let's hear it for the ladies, everybody. Mike, you ready? Take a seat, take a seat. We need some more guys out here. Gentlemen, count of three. 1, 2, 3. All the way around, gentlemen, all the way around. Come on. Yes, bring them on down, nice and slow. Let's hear it for our cheerleaders, everybody. Nice and nice. Right. I want to see everyone grab yourself a partner and swing on. Spin around. Bring your partner the other way. Let's have a fun. Everybody switch partners, and put your free hands high in the sky. Let's go. Hands up, come on. Swing your new partner the other way. Let's go ahead and reform our circles. Everyone grab the person next to you and circle to your right. Let's go ahead and reform our circles. Everyone circling to the right. Alright, and we have Lilly right in the middle. On the count of three, we're going to come to the middle. Give Lilly a big of a hug on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Everyone stay nice and close, stay nice and close. Put your arm on the person next to you. Look him in the eyes and say, I love you, man. Everyone, turn to face the front. Get those hands high in the sky. And let me hear you say, it's party time!
Picture perfect, you don't need no filter. Gorgeous, make them drop dead, you a killer. Shower you with all my...
Here's the deal, it's officially time for our traditional candle lighting ceremony.
I'm so glad you're here to celebrate with me. You'll remember this night forever and all the details to a T. The day is finally here. This is it. I hope you'll find the evening exquisite. When you used to babysit me, we'd laugh and have so much fun. So can Grandma Annie and Grandpa Howie please come up and light candle number 1?
How sweet it is to be
Ooh, keep those hands going as they make their way on up for candle number 1, everybody.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms.
All right, let's get one of you on either side of Lilly.
I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. There you were.
All right, the three of you get in nice and close. Light that first candle together.
Deeply touching my emotion. I want to stop.
Kevin.
Thank you, baby.
And we're now getting nice and close for a quick photo. Looking
baby.
right up here.
Yes, I do.
Big smiles. This camera right over here. Perfect. Big smiles, big smiles. And we got it. How about we give them another big round of applause? Excellent job with candle number 1.
I close my eyes at night, wondering where would I be without you, my life.
Nicely done, nicely done. Time for candle number 2.
You came to see me just after midnight on the night I was born at Memorial Hospital. showering us with clothes and toys and lots of love, babysitting and playing and having so much fun. You've traveled all around the world, and we love to go places too. Nana, Pearl, and Papa, please come up and light candle number 2.
Ooh, keep those hands going for them making their way on up. Candle number 2, everybody. Nicely done. Squeeze it nice and close, looking right up here, big smiles. Excellent job. How about we keep those hands going as they make their way back to their seats?
My mom's little brother and a proud uncle of 2. You live in North Carolina, or else we'd spend more time with you. We are so happy you and Marissa came down here to be here with me. Uncle David, please come up and light candle number 3.
How about we give Uncle David a big round of applause, making his way on up. Come on. Now get it nice and close, you two. Get it nice and close, looking right up here, big smiles. A few more. And we got it. One more time, Uncle David, everybody. Ooh, this is going to be a fun candle. Time for candle number 4.
Started with preschool days at Temple Sinai and our time in Hollywood, trick-or-treating, afternoons at the park, birthday parties, playdates, camping, New Year's parties, and so much more with our amazing crew. These moms and dads are the best of friends, and I love my relationship with each of them. Some have moved east and some have moved west, way out west, but these family friendships are the best. Missing some of you tonight and having a blast on the dance floor. Will the Horowitz, Harvey, Roisman, Fleischer, and Jockers family come up and light candle number 4?
Keep those hands going as they make their way on up for candle number 4. I love it, I love it, I love it. In nice and close, light that 4th candle together. And now we're looking right up here. Big smiles, looking straight ahead, this camera right here. All right, now let's have some fun with it. Count of 3, get crazy, make some noise up there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent job, excellent job. How about we give them another big round of applause? Nicely done. Candle number 4. Wait, did we miss someone? We got it, right? We got it. That's it. You're done. Go sit down. They're like, we want more. Do it again. Do it again. That's only 1 candle for you all. Go sit. All right. Nicely done. Time for candle number 5.
Our grandparents tried to connect us years ago, but the timing wasn't right until we made it so. Hillary and my mom are cousins and have become so close. Evan, Reese, and Aaron we also treasure the most. As a bonus, we got a super fun Aronovitz crew, Amy, Abel, Eli, and Lee, who have extended the fun of our small family. At home and away, I love how we come together as a tribe. Will the Glasser and Aronovitz families please come up and light candle number 5?
Ooh, keep those hands clapping as they make their way on up for candle number 5. Excellent job, excellent job. Now squeeze it nice and close, looking right up here. Big smile straight ahead. Excellent job. Let's keep those hands going for them. Well done. Candle number 5. It's okay. All right. Quiet on down. Time for candle number 6. Shh. Thank you.
I'm so happy to be able to share this night with so many of my friends. We each share something special. Some live down the street, some drove far or flew just to be here with me. I'm so grateful that I can share so many fun times with all of you after a year that was so crazy. Will all of my friends come up and smile for some pics? Come up and light candle number 6.
Oh, how about we keep those hands going for all of Lily's friends? That's right. We need all of Lily's friends. All of Lily's friends. Stand on up. Stand on up. Come join us. Some of you can hop up on the stage. Some of you can get in front. Someone can hop up on the stage. Squeeze in. Squeeze in. Excellent job. All right, you're looking right up here. Great question. This camera, straight ahead. Big smiles, big smiles. Few more. Looking this camera right here. All right, now let's get a fun one. Wait, let's get a fun one. Count of 3. Get crazy. We're all going to shout Lily as loud as we can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent job. How about we give all of Lily's friends another big round of applause, everybody? Oh, I know them. Time for candle number 7. Shh. Quiet on down. Thank you.
We've always been together from preschool to elementary to middle and now high school. I love our hangouts, sleepovers, birthday parties, and times by the pool. You guys are my best friends, and I love every moment that we spend. Even if you move across town or the country, you're still my best friends till the end. Can Adeline, Ellie, Sophie, and Jolie please come up and light candle number 7?
Aw, keep those hands going as they make their way on up for candle number 7. All right, girls, light that candle together. All right, girls, in nice and close, looking right up here. Big smiles, big smiles.
She been down since the jellies in the bobo. Now me stepping out the Jeep and my nullos. Let me pull up to the scene.
All right, wait, let's get one more. We got the moms coming up there. All right, ladies, looking good. Squeeze in, looking straight ahead. Big smiles. And we got it. Excellent job. Let's give them another big round of applause, everybody. Ooh, candle number 8. Thank you.
We all grew up together at Blue Star, and it's so true that we live 10 for 2. I love our times in the cabin with our swings, making waffles, and 4-minute showers. Socials or no socials, going to Granny's, Shabbat pics, Tanland and the Blob, kiddie pool, singing in the dining hall, screaming yip yip, the open sign, and so many more amazing memories I have with my camp friends. From pioneers to seniors and soon Village 22. Is it June yet? I just can't wait. Can all of my Blue Star friends come up and light candle number?
How about we give all the camp friends a big round of applause? Camp Blue Star, everybody. love how the boys are like, we're all wearing white, right? We're all wearing, yeah, good. I like it. All right, squeeze in, looking right up here. Big smiles. Few more. And we got it. Let's hear it one more time for all the camp friends. It's 9, right? Yeah. Go ahead and find your seats. Thank you. All right, we're down to our final 3 candles of the evening. Once again, let's give Lily our undivided attention. Shh. Thank you.
My sister is someone who makes me laugh, and we kind of get along. We share a love of TV, The Office, Survivor, Cobra Kai, and The Goldbergs, and more. We love laughing together whenever Mom tries to tell us she's cool. We are bonded together forever, and I think that's just fine. Sophie, please come up and light candle number 9.
Ooh, keep those hands clapping for Sophie, everybody. Come on. At least I was available for their party. All right, girls, squeeze it nice and close. Get it nice and close. Light that candle together. All right, let's get a quick photo. Girls looking straight ahead. Squeeze it nice and close. How about we hear it for Sophie one more time, everybody? Come on. Ooh, time for candle number 10. Shh.
What can I say? She's a cool mom everyone knows. And we love to tease her about her love of rainbows, fall foliage, and Trader Joe's. Listening to music, traveling, watching TV, or just hanging out, we are so close without a doubt. Thank you for working so hard on my bat mitzvah again and again. I love you, Mom. Please come up and light candle number 10.
Ooh, keep those hands going for Marcy, making her way on up, everybody. Come on. All right, ladies, looking right up here. Big, big smiles. Few more. One more time. Let's hear it for Marcy, everybody. Come on. Ooh, time for our final candle of the evening.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it. We all know you love the Dolphins, Gators, Canes, and the Heat, but I know you are my number 1 fan, and that can't be beat. We share so many jokes and laughs, and I can always ask you for help with my math. Front row at my gymnastics meets and watching my dives, my biggest champion there with the high fives. I love our talks, early morning drives to school, and hanging out with you. As Larry David would say, being your daughter is pretty, pretty, pretty good. You love to make me laugh, and tonight you'd say you are in heaven. Dad, can you please come up and light candle number 11?
Keep those hands going for Mike as he makes his way on up, everybody. Light that last candle together. He's been waiting for this moment literally for like years. I can't wait for my candle. Let's hear it for Mike one more time, everybody. Wait. We need a photo, dude. We need a photo. Wait. We need a picture. All right, wait. Mike, stay up here. Marcy, Sophie, come and join us up here as well. Let's get the whole family up there. Squeeze it nice and close. Let's get a picture of the four of you. And how about we hear it for this beautiful family up here, everybody? Nicely done. All right, wait. Don't go anywhere. Lily, all of your friends and family have helped you light your candles. Your family's going to help you blow them out, but only you get to make a big wish. Heat season's about to start. We could use some help, so think about that one. Let me know when you got it. All right, you got it. All right, on the count of three, the four of you are going to blow out these candles. The rest of us, we're all going to shout Mazel Tov as loud as we can on the count of three. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. And how about we give Lily another big round of applause on her bat mitzvah night, everybody? Don't go anywhere. Before we go any further, Mike on a bike has a few words he'd like to share with all of you. So how about we give Mike another big round of applause?
Okay. Thank you very much. We just wanted to take a few minutes to thank everybody for coming out. As most of you know, this is our fourth date. We've had a few extensions, but finally made it happen. So it's wonderful that we have family, friends that literally are family, friends that are like family, camp friends, school friends, all coming out here tonight. And just want to give a quick shout out to my amazing financial advisor / party planner for putting all this together. Also while looking amazingly good in all her feathers. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, I just want to thank everyone for being here. I tease Lily. I love her so much. And it just meant everything in the world for me to have everyone that I love in one room, all the family and friends on the dance floor. So we were determined to cross this finish line. And thank you all for being here. And let's dance and party. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. We are so happy to be here with you today. Lily, I'm so happy I was given the chance to grow up with you over all the years. Over time, I have watched you change into an amazing person who will always be there for me. You always put a smile on my face even after you annoy me. Through thick and thin, I love you to death. Want to see it again? Do you want to see it again?
Do I?
Do you?
Do I?
Do you?
I do.
Okay, you can see it again.
Lily, Mazel Tov on finally completing your bat mitzvah. Ever since you were little, we've had a special connection. From going to Winwood, laughing about Miss McDonald, we've had such amazing moments. Although we live in different states now, I love you so much, Lily. And even though we're miles apart, you will always have a special place in my heart.
Guys, be quiet, please.
Shush.
From preschool to gymnastics and camp, I've loved every moment we've spent together. We've made so many memories over the years, and I can't wait to make more. Every time we hang out, you always seem to make me laugh, and you're the absolute sweetest girl I know. I love you so much, Lily.
Mazel Tov, Lily. I love every second that I get to spend with you. Although you aren't my age and you've mostly grown up with Sophie, I've always had the privilege of spending time with you when you're with Sophie. I also love and enjoy our fun, as our moms like to say, Hershowitz gatherings, which happen very frequently. You are like another younger sister to me, and I want you to know that you can always come to me for anything. I love you so, so much from the bottom of my heart.
All right, go ahead and hold up the presentation for everyone to see. Turn it around, and let's get a group photo real quick holding up the presentation. Big smiles, girls, in nice and close. Sophie, get in there. In nice and close. Perfect. This camera right here, this one. Yep. There we go. How about we give these girls a big round of applause? Nicely done. All right, who is up next?
Happy belated 13th birthday, Hirsch. First of all, you look absolutely stunning just like you always do, and we're so excited to share this special night with you. After 100 cancellations, we're so glad your big day has finally arrived. You ran that service just as good as Penny. Best Sabbath by far.
We each met Lily a year apart, but ever since then, we've had an unbreakable friendship. Camp has brought us together and let us make a forever friendship and sister.
Your smile is so contagious, and you light up every room you walk into. You're the funniest, most caring, kind-hearted person we've ever met. Thank you for always being a true friend and someone we know we can always count on. We wouldn't want to share our memories with anyone else. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go back through memory lane.
I walked in on the first day and you loved me so much. You said to your mom, "Who is that and why is she here?" My joke books didn't amaze you too much. Over the years of being in the same cabin, I got to know you. We got closer over time. Took a little bit because my first impressions weren't too strong. Now you're my best friend and someone I consider the sister I don't have. You always know how to cheer me up and be there for me always. I love our friendship something like no other. You mean so much to me and I'm so happy to have you as a best friend. We've been through it all, laughing, crying, ups and downs, and our memories are the best. I wouldn't want to have it with anyone else. I love you, Hirsch.
From being a shy little PG, so scared to introduce myself to you, to now becoming my sister and forever best friend, I don't know what I would do without you. We've made so many memories together, like lake mats, sneaking out, frisbee tournament, and lots more. Thank you for being my go-to person and someone I can always count on. I love you so much. Also, I hope you get a little emotional from this because I've literally never met someone like you that never cries. Me and you forever.
Lily, we met in PG2, and honestly, I don't remember us ever being friends. But in PG3, we became inseparable. I remember at the carnival going on Tom, Ollie, and Jesse's shoulders and running through the water until we were drenched. And then at Maccabea, your very first one, you hurt your elbow and you couldn't do the cartwheel competition you've been looking forward to all summer. Or just coming back to the cabin and finding me napping in your bed literally every day. And then all the waffles that I'd always sneak to you and then everyone would get mad. Anything and everything we do together is always amazing and I couldn't ask for a better best friend. We love you, Lily!
Got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited, so gonna get to clapping. Go pop a phone, pop a phone. Turn around and drop it for a plan. Drop it for me. I'll rent some beach house in Miami.